Hello, we're here with Todd Goulding here with Vail Mountain Rescue, and he is here to talk about small choices, big consequences. So tell me what's going on. It sounds like just with some small decisions can turn into big problems on the mountain. So
You're
tell
right.
me about that.
It's really interesting when we look back on our typical rescues, and we're up to I think 79 rescues just in 2015, and we're just getting started. And hunting season's coming up. We know we're going to get calls there, and then we get into early season with winter. We know avalanches are coming, so it's going to be a big year for mountain rescue. And when we look back on the data, there are very few rescues or missions that we go on where there's been a catastrophic failure that created something. We know accidents happen. When you're hiking, if you step on a boulder that you haven't really looked at and it rolls a little bit and you break an ankle, you're 4 or 5 miles out and you have a broken ankle, what do you do? That's a really tough situation. But really what's interesting, the vast majority of our rescues have been people who are trying to go out and enjoy the outdoors, but don't evaluate all the risks. And they make these simple choices that just lead to very big problems. For example, someone might go for a hike in July and think, oh, it's 85 degrees down on the valley floor. I'm just going to take a little bottle of water and maybe a light backpack.
Right.
Go for a hike. They didn't know the rain cloud was coming in. And believe it or not, if it rains when it's 50 degrees out, you can get hypothermic. And so just a simple choice, you can get in trouble.
Well, I went and climbed a 14er last week, and we just had the simple choice of, okay, do we keep going? It was a late start, and we summited at 1, which felt like it was pushing it. Now, can people wind up in bad situations because they're goal-oriented, they want to get to the top, and they shouldn't be, they should probably turn around at that point?
Absolutely. There's kind of what's called summit fever. You have that goal, and you say, we're going to get to this point, and the closer you get to that point, the more difficult it is to actually say, wait, things aren't great, we're going to turn around and head back. And what happens is peer pressure. If you're with a group and go, oh, come on, we can do it. I'll help you. I got a little more food, I got a little more water, or I can help you get down. And you get that group mentality. Again, a simple decision saying, I think the top's 15 minutes away. Well, by the time you get there, maybe it's 20 or 25, 'cause it's always further than you think. Then when you get to the top, in that case, on a 14er, you want to enjoy it. So you want to look at the view. It's a little windy up there, so you probably take some time, put a jacket on. Next thing you know, maybe 45 minutes has transpired, and now you got to start heading back down. And
then a storm could be developing or something like that.
That's exactly right.
And it can change so fast.
And if you think about it, that point where you could have made that decision is an hour and a half later before you get back to the same point. Now we're later in the day, the sun's going down, it's cooling off, those types of things. Coming down is disorienting because your view when you're hiking is all uphill. What do I see uphill? What are my references? When I'm coming downhill, and Holy Cross is a great example. When you actually hike up Holy Cross on the main trail, it makes a slight turn to left the whole way up.
Okay.
People don't recognize that. And when they come down, they just go straight down. So instead of making that general right-hand turn, they end up going straight down to Cross Creek. Happens all the time.
So what would you say if you could just make this blanket statement to guide people towards making wiser decisions?
It's really common sense. Does it feel right?
Yes.
I see a cloud coming. I know it looks small, but think about you're above tree line, you could be in trouble. If you're on the river, I can do this rapid. It's a really short rapid. What happens when you get wet and it's 36-degree water? Just use common sense tell people where you're going, when you'll be back, and bring the right equipment.
Thank you so much for coming in and giving us those pointers and just bringing it to our attention that you really need to make smart little choices before going on a hike, and that can lead for a safe day.
That's right. Thanks for having us.
So thank you, Todd. And you can find out more at vailmountainrescue.org. And coming up, we have Tricia with weather.